We'll start with Justin and then Michael for questions for Coach.
So you're no stranger to recruiting Australian punters. Another one is Chase Ridley. What are your early impressions of Chase so far?
Chase is attacked some milestones in his short career that's been pretty impressive. He's 22 years old, but he's a freshman. He's never worn a helmet, never worn shoulder pads, never been around anybody. So I want to say it's the first Saturday of spring ball. We got a Lubbock scenario. There's about a 30-mile-an-hour gust, 35-mile-an-hour gust. We've got to practice in it, obviously, because we don't get a whole lot of it. He goes out there, and it's okay. This is the first time he's going to punt in front of a full group, full cover, the whole 9 yards, and he ends up smoking the ball. So he has met the milestones of adapting to American football, playing with the group, all that stuff like that, a lot faster than some have.
And then the connection with Pro Kick Australia, how did that first get started, and how do you think that pipeline has influenced Australia and also just football in general?
I can speak on my behalf. The first connection with it was when we were at the University of Houston. We had a young man that we brought in through Pro Kick, and then when we got to Texas, Mike Dixon was already there, and then we signed Mike Dixon's cousin, Ryan Bishevsky, has kind of moved from there. But again, I say this, there's an entire continent with kids that kick the ball. That's the primary thing they do. They train like linebackers, but in Australian rules, they're kicking the ball from a lot of different platforms. So not just the spiral punting, but the rollout punting and all those things like that lend to that. Not to say that there's not bad American punters either, but there's just a pool of bodies there.
What advice, if any, do you give to someone like Michael Salgado Medina when there's a lot of criticism of his performance in social media or standard media or whatever?
Sure.
How should he handle that?
I always say that you turn down the outside noise and amp up the inside noise. The confidence from your teammates, the confidence from your coaches, the confidence within yourself. Because it can go both ways too. If he goes and hits 9 in a row and listens to the outside noise of how good he is, that can also affect what he does. So turning down the outside noise, turning up the inside noise, and going back to the process. Yes, we are an outcome-based business, but the process determines the outcome. Dive into the process, and the outcome will take care of itself.
The long snappers, how important is it to have those guys here in the spring and just kind of have that operation?
Sure.
Considering that wasn't a thing last year. I
I think it's been amazing that we've had, I shouldn't say amazing is the word, but it's been really good that 5 of the 6 guys within our unit are here right now. They've been here we're in workouts, they're going through spring ball. We're bringing a freshman kicker in from Texas that'll be here when he graduates here in a little bit. But having those guys here to have a runway to build the trust, the continuity, the reps, and all those things, and not just trying to build that in the middle of training camp, start training camp, I think is huge. And just that the reps on top of reps on top of reps, and working not to try to build it all at once, but fundamentally, okay, today we're worried about a plant foot. Today we're about a drop. Today we're just working on basic things rather than trying to do a bunch of stuff in a short amount of time.
was going to say, what were the challenges last year of having to, figure out that chemistry as you guys are, going into the season?
Well, it was, if you took the analogy of cooking, which I love to do, slow cooked brisket that goes for 18 hours at 225 is a hell of a lot better than one in a microwave for 4 minutes. So having the time to prepare it and get it right makes it taste a hell of a lot better.
Jason and Michael?
A lot of times with special teams, it's a good way for the younger players to kind of get their names out there and all that. Has there been any of the younger guys or less experienced guys that have caught your eye in some of those roles?
Yeah, we've got a lot of the freshmen are here early, so they got a chance to jump in there and do those things, and transfer guys as well, because you look at it, there's the freshmen and transfers, they're all new to us within that role. So Gio was a young man that was a little bit on teams, but he's jumped up as a leader. He's doing really good things on teams. Rodney Gallagher is here as a receiver, but doing some really good things right there. Hannibal Navies is a young man that's a true freshman that's showed up and done some really good things there. So as we're evolving and getting through practice, it's not just what are they doing on teams, but what are the value they're bringing to the offense or defense that lends to how much they'll play on special teams based on will they travel or not.
Michael and Justin?
Michael Salgado Medina said it's a make or miss type of business that he is in. But that being said, do you think the criticism that he received last year was unfair on any level, considering his lack of experience and maybe some issues with the operation?
Well, it all comes down to the kicker gets the good or bad based on the make or the miss. But it's a process. It's the snap, the hold, the kick, and everything with that. And I feel a lot better with the time we have to build the ramp up to get that to where it needs to be for the season. It's already better than it was, hence Mike's performance that you guys have kind of seen in practice. You got to quit shortening his distances. You got to quit shortening his distances. Yeah. On the practice field, those posts are 7 yards behind the end zone. So when you put his numbers down, you got to add 7. Don't cut him short, bro. But yes, the entire process leads to the result. And I can't say enough, having 5 of those 6 guys here is a really good deal.
We've heard Rodney Gallagher is very similar to Luke Weissong. What's your assessment of Rodney in the special team space?
He's tough. He'll stick his face in the fan. He will give tremendous effort, and he wants to. And he understands he's an older player. So he understands if I want to do this for a living, this is something I have to excel at. And that's the part of teaching the freshmen the understanding of, hey, we're going to travel 74. In the NFL, it's 53. In the NFL, the final 3 or 4 slots on that 53 man come down to your ability to play on teams. He understands he's an older player. So that's been a big piece of it.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, thank you, everybody.
Outstanding. Utah Mammoth.